We're back, baby.
Let's go.
And thank you so much for joining us. This is our preview of the two best teams in the NBA meeting against each other Tuesday night, Terry, at 10 p.m. The Warriors and the Suns. This preview is presented by Colorcast because that's where we're going to be on Tuesday night, Terry. That's where you can find us, where we call the game. Once again, 10 p.m., Colorcast, the two giants square off.
Colorcast App.
Terry, how excited are you for this one?
Hey, man, I'm ready, bro. I am surprised by the Suns and how well they're doing. And also the Warriors, too, to be honest with you. But I'm ready to watch this one. I'm ready to see who's going to win, bro. It's going to be an exciting, fun game.
Well, when we talk about the two best teams in the league, I'm not just talking about my own pontifications, Terry.
Okay.
By record, these are the two best teams in the league. And even the Warriors, they have the best record in the league.
Yep.
They only have 2 losses.
Yeah.
The Suns are coming in on a 16-game win
Which
streak.
is crazy. I don't know how the hell they pulled that off, but
16-game win streak. Since they started 2-3, they've reeled off 16 in a row. They just went to New York and completed the I don't know what we should come up with a term for when you sweep both of the teams.
the big apple sweepstakes or something. I don't even know what to call it.
Yeah, something like the Burrow box out. Or something.
Yeah, they got him.
They got him. Got the Nets. Got the Knicks. And now they coming back to the West Coast, back to the best coast to play a team that's on pace for another 73-win season, Terry.
That is insane, considering, they're coming in with no Clay. Questions about Wiseman as well. And it's these guys, these rotation guys are just stepping up. Jordan Poole's playing great. The rookie that they have this year is playing really well.
Kuminga.
Yeah, Andrew Wiggins is doing his thing again. And Draymond is playing Draymond. He's doing his thing on defense.
The Warriors are back, bro.
And
the Warriors are back. Just like Joe Lacob said, back to the future, light years ahead of everybody else.
Yeah.
That was the owner of the Warriors. Well, Terry, let's get into the Warriors then, as we do their side of the preview. This is the team that has some continuity from last year, but also a lot of new faces. Yeah. When we look at some of the new faces, we got Iguodala, we got Bielitsa, we got Otto Porter, and then they got Gary Payton, who they brought up from their G League affiliate. Yeah. Who was, with the Wizards before, who's been absolutely outstanding for them as well.
He's been a high flyer for them this year, dude. I didn't know he could jump out of the gym like that. But I didn't know much about Gary Payton too, to be honest. I heard about him in college a couple times, but I was like, he ain't gonna be nothing. If your dad's great, you can't be great. But I was wrong.
He is hellacious on defense, just like his dad. Yeah. He passed the defensive tools down, and Gary Payton will hound you. Absolutely hound you when on the ball. Terry, do you know what their offensive rating is in lineups that have Steph and Gary Payton III together?
No, what is it?
They are a plus 123 in 135 minutes.
Damn. That's really good.
Yeah, that leads the whole NBA, by the way, by some margin.
So him and Clay, or him and Steph, destroying the league. It kind of reminds me of like the LeBron and Caruso type of deal, except for like Kerr. It seems like Kerr's a little smarter than fucking Vogel.
Frank Vogel.
Yeah, because he'll play them and he'll leave them out there for a bit because he usually puts them out there with Steph. He doesn't usually get him out there, without him.
Now, this ain't Nate McMillan. Steve Kerr isn't all bench mobs. Except for when they were trying to get the number 1 pick.
Yeah.
Then he was running out all bench mobs. But, Terry, you mentioned Clay. We haven't seen him yet.
Clay.
Still the best record in the league. You also mentioned that number 1 pick, James Wiseman, who we haven't seen either.
First rounder for them, yeah. It looks like he's getting a G League start coming up soon, to come back from injury. But so far, he hasn't panned out to be anything good or even average.
G League start for the number 1 pick.
He's looking like Hasheem Thabeet.
Put that on the Anthony Bennett Wall of Fame.
Yeah. Bro, I think he's worse, bro. He might be worse for right now. He's looking like Hasheem. Hashim Thabit.
Oh,
He's looking like two long foot, no left foot, no right foot. That boy is gone. That boy is Oscar Pistorius on the court, man. He's so bad, man. He's so bad.
Polo Tank Tank.
Yeah.
Polo Tank Tank.
Nah, he's bad, man. But hey, look, without him, they seem to be doing great. So even if he does come back, it'll be like, some more riches coming in. But honestly, if I was them, I would try to just get rid of him. But in terms of just this game,
they gonna bring him along slow, bro. They're gonna bring him along slow. They're not gonna get rid of him when they're already this good.
They probably won't. But if he comes back and he's still pretty bad I would say for the rest of the year, why would they keep him? For what? There's no reason.
Well, last year also they really needed him because the last couple seasons, Draymond Green has spent the first couple months playing himself into shape, where he looked creaky and
he did.
And then his hope of making the postseason is like, whoa, Draymond Green is like out there flying around again. He's making plays. He's blocking shots, stealing the ball, assisting people from the top of the arc. This season, Terry, he did not have to play his way into shape. Draymond Green came into camp ready, slimmed down. And Terry, to me, he looks like the best defensive player in the league again.
Yeah, I mean, in terms like last year, he's kind of carrying off the minimum last year because like last year he was really good defensively towards the end and in the middle of the season. Like he's looking great. I mean, he was all defense last year. If we're not mistaken, right?
Yeah, he was. But he was much better at the end of the year than he was at the beginning. He kind of caught the vapors. But this year, dude, he looks like old school Draymond, like defensive player of the year Draymond. Yeah. Like, quick.
Mm-hmm. No, he looks good, man.
He looks 4 years younger.
He looks like 2016 type shit. Like, he looks really, really good, bro. He looks really good. But
and he's shooting the ball, too. I watched the Warriors game the other day where they were like waiting to get they dumped it down to Draymond on a guard.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to get Curry to run off a double screen at the top and catch the ball.
Yeah.
And Draymond saw it, they read it. And so he was like, all right, I'll just post up this guard. And he just went to the basket and got a bucket.
Draymond out here posting?
Who is this guy that told Steph Curry, chill, I got this. I'm going to post up this point guard.
Draymond out here posting up. That's something we had never seen from him. And also this year, bro, if you look at his shooting percentage, like his field goal percentage, this is the highest he's ever had in his whole career. 55%. 55%, dude.
That's all his career.
Yeah.
And Terry, how do you always judge a stretch big in the playoffs?
How do you judge him?
Can he punish a switch if they put a smaller guy on him? If he's a stretch and he wants to stay out there at the perimeter, can he beat a smaller man? If Draymond can do that now, in addition to being on the perimeter and making plays, if he can go mouse in the house and bully ball, that's another arrow in the never-ending quiver that the Warriors have, looking like Hawkeye.
I mean, are we giving them the championship if Draymond can take advantage of those mismatches?
We'll see what Clay looks like. Forget Clay. So Clay hasn't even contributed yet. And the rookies, Kuminga and Moody.
Yeah.
Moses Moody just looks like a general all-around solid type of dude who's just good at everything, not exceptional at one thing in particular. Kuminga has looked like an absolute terror on defense, man. They've been putting him on point guards. They've been putting him on power forwards.
He's a beast.
He's been strapping people.
Well, that's what they needed. They kind of needed that because Wiggins, in a way, wasn't like he's a decent defender. I would say above average, at times, but he's not that lockdown guy. You know what I'm saying? He's not gonna be a guy that's gonna give LeBron trouble or give like Paul George or like these dudes that are these amazing wing players that the league have these days, like KD and all of them. He's not stopping them. And then on the other end, he's giving you 20, and LeBron is getting 40. Like something's got to give. So when you put this kid into the game, he's long, he's strong, and he's playing some hellacious defense. And offensively, he's not too bad. A little raw skills and everything, but defensively, he's a terror, bro. I mean, Steph Curry he was saying that he was like, this dude's blocking my threes in practice and shit. And I was just like, damn, son. My man's got a quick release, and he's blocking Steph's threes? Nah.
Kuminga getting up quick, man. That time in the D League kind of helped him get used to adult men and their speed playing basketball.
Yeah,
I feel like
I think so.
You know, as opposed to being one of the University of Kansas and pull to Andrew Wiggins, spending your fucking around.
But we both know the main reason why the Warriors are doing so well. You want to talk about what your boy Steph is doing this year? I heard dominating the league.
Go ahead.
He's looking like Steph from last year. At this point, if he gets another MVP, oh hell, we're gonna be talking about him being up there. But I need a Finals MVP. I need a Finals MVP from Steph. Boy, you got the numbers up or no on that boy Steph this year?
Nah, I thought you were gonna bring him up. Talk about you want me to talk about?
Nah, let me see. Let me take a look at
that. I got the ultimate number when it comes to Steph Curry.
What's that?
The team is plus 20.8 points per 100 possessions with him on the court.
That's got to be like the best of all time. Like that's crazy.
His team is 21 points better per 100 possessions with him on the court.
That is wild. That's wild as hell. I mean, the numbers don't jump out crazy. It's just the fact that he's not getting as many turnovers as he usually, used to do. He's not as silly with the ball. He's not doing stupid and crazy shit like that. His assists are...
And he's shooting more threes than ever, too.
See, that's the thing.
He's on pace to break his own three-point record.
He's the only... He has 9 threes in a game 37 times. He's done that shit 37 times, bro. Like, that's ridiculous, bro. That is absolutely ridiculous. He already did it this year, 5 times? It's only been 20 games.
He's averaging almost 6 threes a game that he's making.
Yeah, that's...
that is wild. Scoring almost 18 points a game off just 3-point
He's
shots.
a monster, dude.
Just 3.
And he was one of the guys you would have thought that, later in his career, you didn't think he was going to dominate as much. But that's just a constant, praise to his...
Is that what they thought about the greatest shooter of all time? That his was going to age well?
The athleticism. They said he didn't, he couldn't get defenders off of him. He wouldn't be able to shoot. But he did. He just started stepping back further and just started shooting more on the move and everything. Dude's a beast. On ball, he's off the ball. He's a whole, you don't want to guard him. Off the ball, I'm sure running around more than fucking Kyle Korver and JJ Redick and shit. I'd hate the guard step. I'd trip him 3 times just be like, yo, chill out. Stop running around like this. This is crazy.
You go pull that Charles Barkley defense
out,
yeah, huh?
Definitely. He's getting tripped.
I ain't mad at that. But Terry, you bring up a good point in the fact that Steph Curry does his most damage to you before the ball even gets in his hands. It's not like watching the Atlanta Hawks where the ball's in Trae Young's hands the whole time. Mm-hmm. And it's what you would call a heliocentric offense in that it's star-oriented is a term that's been popular in the NBA interwebs these days, heliocentric. Terry. It's odd to see Curry's outsized impact on the Warriors considering the ball isn't always in his hands. Mm-hmm. I read you the stat of what they look like, their on-off numbers with him on the court. Let me read you the off the court.
Good.
They're minus 0.8 points per possession when he doesn't play.
Minus 0.8?
Yeah, so that's a 22-point swing from when he plays versus when he sits. And for a team that's the best in the league and has the best record and is on pace to go 73 wins again, that's not a great indicator that you're so overly dependent on one player, especially when he doesn't have the ball in his hands the whole time.
Yeah, that is going to be a shocking number. But the only thing I'll say is a number that you want to look at is kind of keeping it even or not losing huge leads when your star players come off. And that's the problem that a lot of star players have. And LeBron has had that throughout his whole career. They could not figure out if he's off the court, how do we hold a lead? But when you look at it, I know that number is crazy. That Steph gets 20, something he adds 20, and then when he's gone, the team starts to lose. But it's really not that bad. It's almost even. So you can take it. I feel like you think it's the worst shit in the world. I don't think it's that bad because I've seen horrible benches, and this bench isn't that bad. I feel like they can kind of change that.
No, they're not horrible. It's just it's like you said with the LeBron, when the whole identity, your whole offense is based around one player. When he comes out of the game, then it's your turn, my turn, traditionally is how it goes. The Warriors do a much better job of not having to be like that. In their bench unit, they use Jordan Poole as a step facsimile for some of the time. But, Jordan Poole is not Steph, and he looks a lot better when he's playing alongside of him instead of doing a Steph Curry impression.
Yeah, no, that's true. But then also, them not having Klay, and when Klay gets back, I think they'll be totally fine. Like, he'll add to that number, and they're not going to have any problems, bro. It's going to be like clockwork when he comes back to the court. It's going to be crazy.
Well, Terry, the Phoenix Suns haven't had any problems in their last month, winning 16 games in a row. I'm sure they look at the Warriors and they say, no Klay, no problem for us again.
Yeah, no, that's true.
We talked about the Warriors. They have the best net rating in the league, plus 13. Yeah. The Suns have the third best, plus 7.5, which kind of gives you an idea of how much better the Warriors have been than every other team in the league this season.
Yeah, no, that is crazy. The Suns, bro, I am surprised at this winning streak. When you get to... Like, there's been teams that aren't championship worthy, to win like 5 straight. 10 straight, you're looking into like, that's a really fucking good team. 15, 16, like, that is a championship team. I don't even it doesn't matter if you look at who they played, if they played only shit teams. You can play the same shitty team 16 games in a row. They're going to win one game. They're going to get 1 or 2 games out of that shit. That's just how the NBA goes. You got back-to-backs. You get tired. Stuff happens. People get hurt. It's just, this is consistency that you don't see from mediocre teams. I think the Suns are going to be a team you need to look out for. I'm shocked by them winning 16 straight. I honestly am. I didn't think they could do it. I didn't know Devin Booker had that star power in him. Chris Paul, of course, he's a beast, but I don't know. The way that they're putting it together, they're looking unbeatable almost. I mean, they pretty much are for this whole month, but...
Well, Terry, you forget about who they added. Their crucial offseason addition. And you didn't mention it. The Phoenix Suns already have 2 All-NBA caliber guards in Chris Paul and Devin Booker. Yeah. Then they add a former MVP to the roster. Who am I talking about, Terry?
Who is this?
Talking about 4-time Shaqtin' a Fool MVP, JaVale McGee. JaVale McGee has been holding it down for the Suns, Terry, in their backup 5 position. When DeAndre Ayton went out, JaVale McGee went in, and they won all 6 of their games in his absence. He's been blocking shots. He's been dunking on folks. He's been snagging rebounds. Leads the NBA in rebound percentage, JaVale McGee. Wow. Leading the NBA. And you know what he hasn't been doing? Trying to run the break himself.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that either.
Added up to much better minutes from the backup 5 position. Last year, you remember they played Sarge at the backup 5 as their go-to until he got hurt. After he got hurt, they were completely fucked with Frank Kaminsky looking awful and Jalen Smith looking like the worst pick in the draft.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So to get a guy in JaVale McGee who has 2 chips and if you have strong leadership around you, JaVale McGee will be a good player, but you got to not give him any room to fuck around.
Yeah. No, that's true.
But in the Chris Paul structure, where he's held accountable every minute, JaVale McGee is looking like a winning player.
Well, with this structure around him, I think they can win. Because you think of the teams that JaVale won with. He won with the Warriors, and then he also won with the Lakers. So Lakers had LeBron, Warriors had Steph, and both of those teams had the infrastructure of great players and great coaches.
And Draymond, who will call your ass out for a missed rotation in a 20-point blowout win.
Exactly. So, I mean, they can have themselves a nice little... the addition already, he's better than Kaminsky and all of them. I feel like JaVale McGee just gets a bad rep, bro. Just because of the Shaqtin' the Fool shit. Yeah, he does dumb shit.
Just because his mom is better than him?
His mom is one of the top, I would say, 20 greatest women basketball players of all time. But, JaVale, he does get a bad reputation, bro. He is a solid player, honestly, bro. He's a solid backup center. He's no starter.
No.
He's a good backup.
That's the beauty of it. He doesn't have to be.
No, he doesn't.
He does not have to be. And, Terry, when we talked about guys who we thought were going to make the leap this year, we threw out the usual suspects. OG Anunoby. Tyler Hero. I said DeAndre Hunter. One person I didn't have on that list was Frank the Tank Kaminsky.
Yo, what are his numbers? You got to be shitting me. What are his numbers?
I watched the Suns game where he dropped 31 points, Terry.
What? He might be the worst player ever to score more than 30.
4 other games where he's had finished in the high teens in points.
That's crazy.
Ray Kaminsky is lighting it up off the bench for the Suns.
That's wild.
Becoming the stretch 5 that they so desperately lacked after Dario Saric went
Do you
down.
think that's just a hot start of the season, or you think he's going to keep this, up consistently? Because he's been in the league for, 6 years, 7 years? Like, I thought he was what he was, but if he can do that.
I think he's going to be all right, man. Because he was in a bad situation with a bad point guard pretty much all his career. Then last year, he goes to Phoenix, has to adjust on the fly. Come on, man. Kemba Walker is no Chris Paul in regards to running an offensive pass.
You're right.
Kemba Walker was looking to get his and was also looking around on the team like for half of the time in Charlotte, like, is there anyone else who's an NBA level player here who I can shoot the ball?
No, that's true. I mean, when you got 5 straight horrible draft picks in a row, you're destined to be.
So now he goes to play in Phoenix under the point god in Chris Paul, who's probably teaching him the ins and outs of how to play a power forward in the NBA.
That is true.
And now that he knows where to be and he's comfortable in his spots and he has like a expectation of what he's supposed to do before he gets the ball, he looks a lot more comfortable.
Yeah. No, he's good, but you know what, though? He's not going to play in this game tomorrow, unfortunately. He's out.
No!
Frank's out with a knee injury. Yep. So there goes your win streak right there.
Oh, man. Well, there goes my old school video clip I was going to put in there. First, we were talking about the Phoenix Suns streaking. Then we were talking about Frank the Tank. I was about to shoehorn Will Ferrell right in the middle of this and build a third panel. But
yeah, that would have been dope. But yeah, Frank's out, man. He's out. So it is what it is. Hold on. It says out indefinitely, so we don't even know when he's going to come back. We don't know when.
Whatever, man. That's just the Suns organization trying to put out more misinformation after the report surfaced and all their racism and misogyny.
Hey, look, that shit didn't stop them from winning. I guess they just focus on the sport. Yeah.
And Terry, like you said, like it doesn't matter how bad these teams are that they beat. That you could play someone on your third back-to-back and get snubbed. Mm-hmm. But let's look at the teams that they have.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, they have a 6-1 record against teams that are over 500.
Okay.
So that's nearly perfect. Then they went 11-2 against losing teams.
You got to beat the teams that you got to beat. You got to knock them out.
There you go. So they've done everything that we've asked of them up to this point.
Yeah. They're beasts. Hey, I got to give it to them.
So let me man.
So, like, with Steph dominating, do you think, because I think everybody's going to give Steph the credit, which player on the Suns you believe should deserve, like, the most credit?
Javale McGee.
Big fail.
Yeah. No, obviously the easy answer is Chris Paul, right? Because he's the engine through which everything runs. I'm going to say DeAndre Ayton has been spectacular this season.
So he took a step up?
Yeah, he took another step up. You know, now you get to see what he can play like when he doesn't have to worry about getting in foul trouble. I know a lot of people ragged on him because Giannis made him look not at his best.
Yeah, but
during the
he
finals.
can't.
But
nobody
he knew I can't get 5 fouls, man. I can't challenge these shots because I got to stay in the game.
Yeah. Well, like Giannis is
now that he's got JaVale McGee behind him, and he knows that he can, actually go all out contested shots and playing defense.
Well,
he's absolutely tremendous.
It's completely unfair for Ayton because Ayton he's a 5, he's a true center, and he moves like maybe a slightly faster 4. You know what I'm saying? Like Giannis is unfair. He can play center, but he moves like a fucking small forward or almost damn near a shooting guard. His body movement is crazy. So that's unfair ass for DeAndre Ayton. Plus, like you were saying, he can't foul out of the game. If he fouls out, the Suns are gonna get swept, like straight up swept. So, all credit to Ayton for getting past that situation and continuing with the momentum of this season, playing better. I love it. That's why they're so good though, because if he took a nice little notch step up, the Suns are damn near unbeatable, bro. Which they've been looking like.
Well, let's talk about one more player who took another step up for the Suns.
Who that?
And that's the man with the go-go gadget arms, Mikhail Bridges.
Mikhail. He took another step.
Mikhail Bridges, if Draymond is the best defender in the league, Mikhail looks like he might be second with what he's doing this season.
All defensive dude.
His ability to like dig down in the post, then recover all the way to the 3-point line without allowing the shooter to drive past him or shoot an uncontested shot is really remarkable. I mean, play after play after play, he literally guards 2 players at once.
That's crazy, bro.
And when they beat Brooklyn, he had a play like that on KD. KD went to post up on the low block or whatever on the right side, and Bridges just waits for him to take 2 dribbles, digs right in, steals the ball as he looks to pass it out, starts a break, finishes it up with a corner 3.
That's crazy. He's a beast. If he turns into a way better version of a 3-and-D guy, then the Suns have a plethora of dudes that are just really good defensively, and then offensively they're not liabilities. You know what I'm saying? Like Mikhail Bridges isn't a liability on the other end of the court either. He's good.
No.
And he probably should have made all defense last year. He didn't make it. So it looks like he was like, hey, look, I didn't get it last year. I'm not going to mope about it. I'm going to try to strap up and get it this year. And the way that he's playing this year defensively, bro, he's got it. He might get that shit locked up. And if they have a lockdown defender in him, and then they still got Jay Crowder, right?
Yep.
You bring in another defensive guy and Jay Crowder off the bench, the Suns are a problem.
And don't forget Cam Johnson, too,
yeah,
who's a plus defender and a good shooter.
He's the best shooter of. Well, him and Jay Crowder, it could be a toss up.
He's a better shooter than Jay Crowder.
But Jay Crowder's
for sure.
Yeah, Jay Crowder's streaky. But I will say Jay Crowder steps up in like bigger moments. That's all I'll say.
I'll say you see Jay Crowder make shots in the finals and in the conference finals. Right now, Jay Crowder's on a pretty awful a cold streak. He's not been shooting well to begin the season, but you know how the story goes with him.
Yeah.
Let me ask you, Terry, to close this out. When we think about this preview between the 2 teams, is there a better 4-man quartet in the NBA than what Phoenix have in Paul, Booker, Ayton, and Bridges?
Anybody better than those 4 dudes?
Together. Is there another collection of 4 better than that?
Probably not. I mean, I would have thought if Kyrie would play for the Nets, you put that threesome with Blake Griffin. That's a pretty good one. The Lakers one is okay, but they aren't playing well together at all this year. And LeBron's been mostly hurt. I mean, the Warriors could probably do some contention, but you still need to play. So I don't think 4 individual players are that as good as that foursome right there.
They're all like fringe all-stars this year. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if any one of them made the all-star team. I would not.
Yeah. Hopefully Devin Booker or Chris Paul gets voted in. Like, hopefully one of them gets voted in. Because they deserve it. I mean, if you go on a streak like this, you deserve at least 3 all-stars for your team. They probably won't get 3, but they deserve 3.
If they get the best record and they beat the Warriors, they might get 3.
Yeah, because, I mean, we're creeping into February, so I'm ready to see.
Yep. But Terry, to see that happen, you'll have to tune in Tuesday night.
Yes, sir.
At 10 p.m. on the Colorcast app to listen to your boy, Terry Ricardo DeShazo II, and myself. We gonna be calling it live, man. There's fireworks. I'm really excited.
Yeah, he's so excited.
The chef against the point guard is enough for me every time. Yeah. But now you also get like 2 of the best defenses going at each other. These are the only 2 teams in the league that are top 10 in offense and defense.
So they're absolute beasts. Absolute beasts.
These are the 2 best teams in the league, Terry. It's like a tier of them and then everyone else at this point. Because the Bucks are hurt and the Nets, Jesus Christ, who knows what's going to happen with them.
Yeah.
So,
I'm excited, man. CP3 versus Steph. The battle of the State Farm boys. I'm ready. Wait, Steph's not State Farm.
That was the Carolina boys, man.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Not State Farm. Wait, is Steph Curry State Farm too, right?
Yeah. You don't remember that commercial where Chris going on the down escalator and Steph was moving on the up one?
Yeah. No, you're right. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready for it.
What was Steph's alter ego? Chris had Chris Paul.
Cliff Paul.
Or Cliff Paul. What was Steph's
I don't know.
What do you think is the alter ego? Because you remember he had the goatee and the glasses and the sweater vest.
Yeah, no, that's true. I have no idea what his name was, like his alter ego. But hey, look, I'm excited to watch this game, man. I really am.
Jermaine
Curry. All right. Yeah, man.
All right. With that, we conclude our preview of the big game. Suns, Warriors, coming to you tomorrow night, Tuesday, 10 p.m. on Colorcast.
Thank you for listening to our podcast this evening. Thank you. You're far too kind.